Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 1991 I Love America celebration. My name is Rick Houchins, and I will be your master of ceremonies for tonight's program. We're here tonight for one reason, and that's to celebrate America and the freedoms that are ours because of the sacrifices of many who've gone before us. We invite you to join with us as we express our joys, our sorrows, and our appreciation for all the things that make America great. You'll notice flags have been placed on the pews in front of you. At the conclusion of tonight's service, we ask that you show your patriotism by waving your flags together. Now sit back and enjoy tonight's I Love America celebration.
There were banners and flags and a marching band and streamers and so many other really neat things. It was great.
All right, what are you talking about now? Now come here and sit down for a minute.
I haven't got much time to talk. I'm on my way to this game.
A game? What game?
Grandy, it's the 4th of July. Remember, there's a big game over at the softball field.
Oh, yeah. Well, what are you looking for anyway, girl?
I'm looking for my softball mitt.
Well, I'm glad to see you're in such a patriotic mood, doing so many things on the 4th of July. Well, come here for a second. Now, tell me what else you got planned today.
Well, there's going to be a big picnic. And there's going to be a hayride. And skydivers. And tonight there's going to be a marching band.
Well, but is that all?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Lily, see, 4th of July is more than just ball games and fireworks. But I can see you're too busy to hear the story about your great-great-grandmother Lillian. Never mind, you don't have time for that story.
Who?
Oh, never mind. You go on. You're in such a hurry. You don't have time for that story.
What'd you say your name was?
Lillian Elizabeth Pasecki. She was my grandmother. You're named after her.
Well, what does she have to do with the 4th of July?
Oh, Lily, if she was alive today, why, she'd be leading that parade right down Main Street.
Really?
Yeah. Why, for her, well, she knew how to celebrate the 4th of July. And for her, it was more than just hot dogs and cotton candy. Why, for her, it was a symbol of her freedom.
Do I look like her?
Do you look like... Well, you know, you do have her eyes and her smile, too.
Well, what did she do on the 4th of July?
Well, some of the same things you do, I'm sure. But you know, some things were different because she wasn't born in this country.
Where did she come from?
Well, she came from a faraway land called Czechoslovakia. She came over here with her husband and her little girl, who was my mother. And you see, Lily, they came to this country because they wanted to come to a place where they could plant their dreams and watch them take root and to grow into something real. And that's the reason they came over here.
Well, how did they hear about America?
Well, they heard about this land from way across that vast ocean, and to them it sounded like a beautiful melody. You see, Lily, for those who have ears to hear it, the song of freedom rings out clear and strong. And I'm telling you, that ship must have been 3 football
What are
fields
you two
long.
up to?
Mom, you never told me I was named after my great-great-grandmother.
Taking another stroll down memory lane, Dad.
Well, I do think it's high time she learned a little bit about her family and patriotism.
I wonder what my great-great-grandmother would think of America now.
Well, things have changed a lot since then. Some things for good, some things for bad. Well, take for instance, do you know I can remember when gasoline was 10 cents a gallon?
That's incredible.
Yeah, was that also the time when you had to walk 10 miles to school every day, barefoot through the rain and the snow and the sleet, and there was...
You know what the trouble is around here? The trouble around here is I don't get any respect.
Yeah, you and Rodney Dangerfield, Dad.
Anyway, as I was saying, things have changed. I can remember a time when you could turn on the radio and actually hear something coming out of it that sounded like music. Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, I'm serious. Well, your grandmother and I, we would go double dating, and we would sit back in the rumble seat and sing along to Glenn Miller's band. Now that was music. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah. Now it sounded something like this.
Every heart beats true for a real white and blue, where there's never a bull star bright. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand. It's a hard job. Fly. Thank you very much. Thank you, Layla.
I don't mean any disrespect, but let me show you how it's done.
Oh, Dad, I hope you have your earplugs.
Oh no, what's coming up next?
You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. But there's never, ever a better bride. You're a grand old flag. This feeling comes stealing, and it sets my brain a reeling when I listen to the music of a military band. Any tune like Yankee Doodle simply sets me off my noodle. It's a patriotic sentiment that no one can understand. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. But it's never, ever a better ride. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. Yeah.
Now, how's that go? You're a grand old flag. You're a grand old flag. You're a grand.
Dad,
how's that-
remember your blood pressure.
Oh, well, sometimes I'm so proud to be an American, I guess I just get carried away.
Well, some of my friends say America isn't so great anymore.
Well, we're not perfect, that's for sure.
Well, some things I just don't understand.
Oh, like what, honey?
Well, we're the richest country in the world, But I see on TV that a lot of people don't have homes and they have to sleep in the street.
And we fight to keep endangered species alive and make it legal to kill unborn babies.
And we're not taking very good care of our environment.
Well, no, wait. Now all these things you're saying, they're true and they're problems and they need to be corrected. But let me tell you, things like this always increase whenever men wander from their Creator. Now that's the reason we go to church, and we encourage other people to do the same. Because once men's hearts are changed, then these problems will start to be corrected.
Well, I'm glad the war's over, but I can't help think that with all the nuclear bombs and stuff, we won't be around here much longer.
Oh, Lily, I tell you. You know, men have wondered and worried about nuclear war for the past 40 years. But it's not something that should worry you so much. Why, you know, we have our faith in God, and God is so much stronger. And look, our troops are headed back from the war, and look how God blessed them and protected them every step of the way. While those men and women, they fought so hard to protect the freedoms that we enjoy here today and are celebrating. Now, yeah, there's a lot of things bad about America, and we should pray about these things and stand up and do something about them. But there's also a lot of things good about America. This country is a land worth fighting for. Now your father believed that, or else he wouldn't have volunteered.
Well, why can't we all get together and work out our problems together? Why might I have to go fight in a war?
Lily, ever since America was born, evil men have risen up and tried to destroy freedom. And that's the reason there's wars. Now, I've been in a war, and let me tell you about it. There was a time
I'm going to leave you two alone for now. I've got better things to do than sit around and listen to old war stories.
Well, anyway.
Well, why can't all the world leaders just get together and make war illegal?
Well, that would be a fine day, now wouldn't it? When men got together and peace would be the law of the land. That would be wonderful. But until that happens, Lily, sometimes you just got to stand up and fight for what you believe in.
Well, sometimes I don't feel like believing in this country, and I wish I were from somewhere else.
Lily, never be ashamed to be an American. You should pray for your country, but you should stand up and be proud for all the things that are good about this country.
This really is some country. But what is a country? It's more than just a parcel of land or the people who live there. It's an ideal.
George Washington knew when he asked Betsy Ross to design our flag that the young nation needed a symbol worthy of the freedom it would represent, as well as the struggle necessary to obtain it.
Throughout our history, it has flown in glory over our valiant troops, from the battlefields of the Revolution all the way to the desert sands of Iraq.
And today, whenever it flies, it serves as a constant reminder for all Americans and the world of what it means to be free.
And though there are some who disagree, and even some who go so far as to desecrate our flag, we believe that Old Glory still deserves a place of honor and respect. just a cloth with colors red, white, and blue. To see it flying at full mast still thrills me through and through. For it's the spirit of our land that soars up in the air, and with it are the hopes and dreams of free men everywhere.
Would you please stand with me now for the pledges of allegiance to the flag of the United States, the Christian flag, and the Bible. Please remain standing afterwards for our national anthem. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Pledge of Allegiance to the Christian flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Christian flag and to the Savior for whose kingdom it stands, one brotherhood uniting all Christians in service and in love. The Pledge of Allegiance to the Bible. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word, and will make it a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my path, and will hide its words in my heart, that I might not sin against God. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through
people of this nation are proud and we stand tall, 'cause we have chosen liberty and justice for all. And though we strive for peace, there are times we've gone to war, 'cause we believe our freedom is worth fighting for. This is America, the USA, the land of the free, the home of the brave, where freedom rings loud and clear every day. This is America, the USA. Oh, glory is the banner we pledge allegiance to. The stars and stripes forever, those red, white, and blues. A strong and mighty nation, under God above, will stand with pride and tell you, this is the land we love. This is America, the USA, the land of the free, the home of the brave, where freedom rings loud and clear every day. This is America, the USA. This is America, the USA. We are the land of the free, the home of the brave, where freedom rings loud and clear every day. This is America, the USA. This is America, the
We want to take time in our program now to introduce to you a very special group of people. You know, we all share the freedom to be able to come out and enjoy this program tonight without fear of persecution or intrusion from outside enemies.
We're able to do this today because thousands of men and women throughout our nation's history have been willing to defend our freedom by serving as a member of the armed forces. You know, many of our friends and family paid the ultimate sacrifice defending our land and her ideals. And tonight we want to proudly pay tribute to those of you who served us all so faithfully.
This evening, we want to salute veterans, active duty and retired personnel from all branches of military service. As I call out your particular area of service, would you please stand and remain standing? Audience, please hold your applause. Veterans from World War I, would you please stand? World War II, the Korean War, veterans from the Vietnam War, would you please stand? Grenada, those of you who served in the Panama invasion, would you please stand? All of you serving during peacetime, would you please stand at this time? And now, all of those who participated in any way in Operation Desert Storm, would you please stand at this moment? We salute all of you, and we thank you for so faithfully serving our country through the armed forces and protecting our freedom.
serve their land. All for the Army, give a hand. Step in time, Air Force. Step in time, Air Force. Here's to the Air Force, see them fly. Wings of glory in the sky. These are the ones who serve their land. All for the Air Force, give a hand. The ones who serve their land. All the Marines, give a hand.
Thus far this evening, we've paused to pay tribute to those of you who served us so faithfully in our armed forces and fought for our freedom. At this time, though, we would like to pay an even greater tribute to those who fought with you side by side, yet never returned home.
Claire, what's the matter?
Oh, Dad. I miss him so much.
No, honey. We saw. Is that his picture?
Yeah.
He was a fine boy.
He was a good husband. Oh, Dad. Sometimes it just seems like a strange dream. One day we're a happy family without any really major problems. You, Lily, Bob, and me. Then along comes the war.
I know, honey.
Dad, I miss him so much.
I know. I know.
And Lily, she needs him now. She needs her daddy.
I know, honey. I wish I had the answers. I wish I could stop the hurting. I wish I could bring Bob back. I wish 1,000.
I know, Dad. Thanks. I'll be all right. Really, I will.
Mom, Grandy! Mom, Grandy! We won our game! We won our game! We won our game! Mom, are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I'll be all right. It's just the holidays, and I'll be all right.
I think I know what you mean. This was supposed to be a day of celebration and fun. And I did have fun at the softball game. But now it's sad because it reminds me of Dad. Was Dad a hero?
Oh, yes, honey, he was.
Lily, you should know that war creates victims as well as heroes. And, well, that's the reason it's so hard for some people to celebrate on a day like today.
Why did they give my dad a flag?
Because he was willing to pay a price for what he believed. He would be proud for you to have this, honey.
Come here, Lily.
I'm glad my dad was a hero. Were there a lot of heroes in the war?
Oh, yes, honey. There's so many. We owe our lives and our freedom to so many heroes, just like your daddy.
They serve this country honorably, a people strong and blessed. Never wants to compromise. They strive to be the best. This nation is the land they love to honor and obey, qualities that make someone a hero for today. And the silent cheering of the crowd somehow tells them that we're proud. And as we bend our knees to pray, may we find a way to say thanks to a hero for today. When you stand for freedom, you sometimes stand alone, defending our America on shores so far from home. Courageous moments set in time, and a flag that points the way on this lifelong journey of a hero for today. And the silent cheering of the crowd somehow tells them that we're proud. And as we bend our knees to pray, may we find a way to say thanks to a hero, thanks to a hero. And the silent cheering of the crowd somehow tells them that we're proud. And as we bend our knees to pray, may we find a way to say thanks to a hero for today. And as we bend our knees to pray, may we find a way to say thanks to a hero, a freedom-loving hero. Thanks to our hero for today.
Tonight, we pause to pay tribute to our country, our flag, to those who have served us so faithfully in our armed forces. But there is still one group that we need to recognize, as it is this group that more than any other will determine America's future. That group is you and me. As citizens, we must be the ones who carry the torch of freedom in our hands.
George Washington said, "No one can be bound to acknowledge and endure the invisible hand which conducts the affairs of men more than those of the United States."
Noah Webster said, "The religion which has introduced civil liberties is the religion of Christ and his apostles. To this we owe our free constitution of government."
Benjamin Franklin said, "The longer I live, the more convincing proof I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men, and if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without his notice, is it probable that an empire can rise without his aid? We have been assured in the sacred writings that except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it."
Abraham Lincoln said, "It is the duty of nations as well as of men to own their dependence upon the overruling powers of God and to recognize the sublime truths announced in the Holy Scriptures and proven throughout all generations that only those nations are blessed whose God is the Lord.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, as Christians, the religious freedom our Pilgrim forefathers risked their very lives to obtain is a birthright, and it's given to every American. As Christians, we are now the ones who, as members of the body of Christ and salt of the earth, must make our influence felt. But not only in the ballot boxes, but in our homes, our places of work, our churches, our schools, and from our very lives. As Christians, that is not only our God-given right, but our God-given obligation as well. I'm sure you're probably aware that during the Second World War, when our country was in the throes of battle, the song most used to encourage hearts and to give hope was "God Bless America." God did hear the prayer of that song, and once again, America knew God's specific blessing. Over the last several months, we again have become acutely aware of God's blessings on our country. The incredible victory won by our men and women in the Gulf War was no accident, nor was it the result of the efforts of man, however talented and well-trained. We must absolutely remember that God's almighty hand was upon our leaders, guiding them even as we ask Him to. Our thanks to God must be in the form of a renewed determination to again make our country one nation under God. As we begin to focus inward again, we are aware that there is a battle here that must be fought. It is the battle of decency, morality, and the sacredness of human life. We must fight this battle together, hand in hand, side by side. God bless America. Would you stand with me now, joining your hands together and joining with me as we signify our unity as Americans and believers in Christ? We can win this battle too. God bless America.